So today's video was going to be on walking through how to create your own film simulations for your Fujifilm camera, but it's not, because I'm an idiot and I lost the footage I filmed for that video. So today I'm going to talk to you about how to not lose any footage or photos. Yeah. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Zach. I'm a photographer and videographer, but more importantly than that, I am a husband and a father. And today I'm talking about how to keep all of your photos, your videos, everything you've taken, and how to store it and keep it safe and not lose it. Because that feeling when you lose footage, whether it be, I filmed a YouTube video and I lost the footage. That sucks. It's not that big of a deal because I can just refilm it, but it's time wasted, right? But there have been times where I have lost footage that was so important to me. So for example, when my daughter was really little, I mean like just a few months old, my wife and I went down to visit my parents in St. Louis, and my dad, who had been a National Park Ranger at the St. Louis Arch, took us on a tour of the new museum there. And it was so cool to have my dad walk us through the museum, that he kind of had a hand in putting together and explaining stuff to us and like talking us through the different displays and all this stuff. And I've logged it all, had it all on my camera, and I lost it. Like I have all the photos still, but the videos are gone. Like I must have formatted the card or something, and just completely lost all of that. And that to me was a huge heartbreak. I mean, like I searched for the footage on hard drives, on SD cards. Like I went through everything so many times, and it took me so long to accept the fact that I had actually lost it, because I was just so upset that I had lost it. So that feeling when you lose footage, whether it be, a video that you've taken or some photos that you've taken, really sucks. But because of that one incident, I have a process to keep all of my photos and videos safe. And for the most part, it works. Except for this one time with the YouTube video. But for the most part, it works. So first things first is back up your footage on a regular basis. So whether it be, you're using a camera to take your photos, or a video camera like the Pocket 3 or an action camera, back up your photos often and have a process for that. So for me, what I do is, if it's a big event, say like we just went on vacation, or my daughter and my son just had their birthday party this weekend, I back up that stuff the next day, right? So on vacation, I'm like, as soon as I get home, I'm backing everything up. After the party, I backed everything up, because it's like a big event that I don't want to lose, and I kind of categorize it separately in my files. But then everyday life, I'm just backing up these cameras every couple of weeks. So I usually do it every other week. I'll plug it in, I'll back up the footage, and keep it all stored on my hard drive. So that's the first thing. Just having a system, having a regular time where you're backing up your footage is so important, because then it's not like you're going months without doing it, and in that case you end up losing or having higher chances of losing your footage. But when I'm backing stuff up regularly, and I know that I'm doing it, it's just like a process for me now. Every Friday I back up my stuff, I plug it all in, double check that everything's backed up, and then I can feel safe to like delete stuff off if my cards get too full. So just having a process to regularly back up the footage has been so essential for me, and it also just gives me confidence knowing that my footage is backed up somewhere. So the next step is store all your footage in multiple locations. I keep everything in 3.5, 4 locations. I say 3.5, I'll explain that in a minute. But starting off, everything gets backed up to my SSD. So this is a 4 terabyte SSD from SanDisk. So everything that I take, photos, videos, it all goes on here. And then I categorize that. I have a whole organization system for it in the hard drive, and everything gets backed up. Not just the edited stuff, but the raw stuff as well. And this is like my working hard drive. So just like for, my video company, I've got working hard drives. I work off of SSDs. This is the same thing. This stays with me. It goes like in my little SSD case with all my other ones. And it's something that I can quickly access. I can edit off of, and just kind of use on an everyday basis if I want. So everything gets put on here. And right now, this is not full. I could fill this up if I took archive stuff, but right now it's still got a good amount of space. But backing up on here is not the only place that I would put it, because if I lose this or if it gets stolen, then it's all gone. So instead, I then back up to a external hard drive. This is a 14 terabyte external hard drive, I believe. I have so many of these things because I back up all my work projects in the same process. But once I put it on here, I then put everything onto this guy as well. And that way it's in multiple places. I know that I at least have 2 spots that everything is backed up to. But then the next place I back everything up to is my NAS, which is something that if you're just an everyday parent, like, you don't need. I only use it because I have it for my video production, but it's basically just, a long story short, it's another one of these that I can connect to the internet. Let's just leave it at that. But another great option is backing everything up to the cloud, whether it be Google Drive, Dropbox, whatever, iCloud, just backing up all the footage to the cloud as well, because then it's like, okay, that can't be destroyed by fire, and you're really only going to lose it, I guess, if you get hacked. You could lose it. So definitely good to have, like, in a physical place and, I guess, an online place. Anyways, yeah, the cloud is a whole nother option to back everything up to, because then, you can access it from your phone, wherever you are. All that's really nice. I personally use SSD, external hard drive, and then I back everything up to my NAS. And then the final place that I put stuff, and I give this a half, it's not a full place, because in this case, I only put my edited photos and edited videos to iPhoto, because then that's kind of like, you can use the cloud with iPhoto, but I'm able to see them across all my devices, and I'm able to store them that way. So I then put all my edited photos, edited videos onto iPhoto. So it's really important to back stuff up to multiple locations so that you don't lose anything that you filmed or taken photos of. Now, the third thing is, and I've kind of already mentioned this, but I back everything up. I don't just back up the edited photos and videos. I put those on iPhoto, but in general, I back up everything, all the raw photos, all the raw video, and then I organize it by year, month, and if there's a specific fun event like a vacation or a birthday party, I'll organize it into its own folder in there as well, because I want to make sure that not only do I have everything that I want to be able to use, I want to make sure it's easy to find and easy to access. There have been times where, when I first started photography, I would take all the photos all in RAW, I would edit them, and then I would only save the edited photos, right? So I had this trip with my dad to Acadia, and I can go back and I can look at all these edited photos, but I don't have the raw photos anymore because I was an idiot back then and didn't save just the raw photos. And yeah, the edited photos are nice, but there's kind of like, man, I'd like to go back and like re-edit some of those, like put them into the style that I'm into now. And I can't do that because I don't have the raws. Yes, I can edit the JPEGs, but it's not as good. And so I back everything up, and this does create a lot of space, right? Like, that's why I have to have a 4 terabyte SSD. It takes up a lot of space, but to me, it's worth it. To me, to be able to go back years from now and pull certain clips or certain photos, and to be able to work with them and edit them, like, I see that as a big value and importance, and so I will give up the extra space in order to do that. But then also it allows me the confidence knowing that I have everything. I didn't, accidentally delete something that I didn't want or that I did want. But also it kind of gives me the confidence knowing that I have my footage, I have my photos. I didn't delete something on accident because I didn't think it was worthy of being saved. I know that if I took the photo or if I recorded the moment, it is saved because I keep everything. And then the final thing is I put it somewhere where I'm going to see it. So like I said, I put all my edited photos and all my edited videos, I put them into my iPhoto because then I can easily access them from all my devices. But beyond that, when I edit photos, I want to be able to see them. And so I'll send them over to our Aura frame. I don't know how you actually pronounce it. I've done a whole nother video on that if you want to go watch that. But I love putting all of our photos on this frame because then we can see them, we can see and relive these moments. But also, it's another step in the process for me. If, you know, our kid's birthday goes by and a week later I don't see the photos on the frame, it's kind of like a reminder for me, like, oh, did I back those up? Did I, you know, put everything there? It's that final step in the process for me. And so when I send them to the frame, I know that I've done everything in my process to keep the photos stored and backed up and safe. So yes, it's like a fun way to be able to see them, but it's also like the final confidence for me that they are safe. So there you have it. That is my process for backing up photos and footage so that I don't ever lose it. Caveat, except for that one YouTube video. But so that everything is stored and so that for years I can look back on all these photos and videos, because that idea of losing footage again or losing photos and not being able to go back, it really feels like it's losing memories and moments. Like, again, I go back to the story with my dad, like, yeah, I remember that, but I don't remember the things he talked about. I don't remember, you know, I remember his excitement, but I can't like see that, you know? And so it's a pain and it's a loss when you do lose those things. And so for me, I don't want to lose footage. So that's why I'm very particular about my process in keeping these photos and videos safe. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please do hit the like button. It really does help. And if you're not already subscribed, please do hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you a part of the community of this channel. And I hope to see you in the next video.